Good morning. I want to talk to you about this episode where George Floyd was kneeled on his neck and died. I'm devastated over it. I can't believe this happened like this. If I'd have been there, I would have tackled that motherfucking cop. Excuse me for talking with foul language. I'm well educated, very educated. I'm an inventor and a designer, but I like to use foul language because sometimes that's the only thing that resonates with people. Okay? Now we have Sandra Bland, who was hung in jail, Rodney King, who was beat to death almost, and Ahmaud Arbery, and George Floyd, who was just kneeled and killed. I'm devastated, man, over what's going on. Now let me just change this scenario around a little bit. Suppose these are white people that this happened to. First of all, let me explain. I don't want to mix things up. And like I said, I'm using foul language because sometimes that's the only thing that resonates with these Peckerwoods and these crackers and these hunkies. There's different kind of white people. There's white people, there's crackers, there's Peckerwoods, and there's hunkies. White people, you need to come to the rescue and help us. Because first of all, I have a lot of white friends that I grew up with since I was a child. And we're still friends today. So I'm not down on white people. I'm not trying to say anything negative about white people. But these hunkies and these Peckerwoods and these crackers, they are the ones who are fucking things up. And it's this dumb Trump that we have in the White House that's causing everything. Now, let me just explain something to you. Suppose Billy Joel was coming down the Long Island Expressway because he lives out there, and two black cops stop him and pull him over and snatch him out of the car and put their knee on his fucking neck, and he dies. You white people would be outraged. The hunkies, the Peckerwoods, the crackers, and I'm not comparing the white people with the crackers and the hunkies and the Peckerwoods because there's different kind of white people. Let's get that straight. There's Peckerwoods, there's hunkies, and there's crackers, okay? And I know. Listen, when I was in college, I worked at U.S. Steel in Houston, Texas, okay, for a summer job. I was 18 years old. I worked in Houston, Texas, and I accidentally went into at lunchtime, my first day on the job, I accidentally went into a white cafeteria where they eat. It was like a little cubicle. And a black guy came and knocked on the thing. He said, "Hey, man, we don't eat with them. We eat here." And that's the first time I really ran into racism. My mother was Jewish and Portuguese. And my father was black West Indian. I've been through a whole lot of shit. So I left and I got out of there and I went and ate with the black guys. Okay? Now, when I went back to work, there was a machine that cuts the fucking metal. It cuts it. And what my job was to tie up the steel when it came off and hook it up to the hoist and have it taken away. I went on this machine. They told me to go on the machine. As soon as I got on the fucking machine, this motherfucking Peckerwood tried to he hit the button. The machine comes down and cuts the metal. He tried to cut my fucking arms off, okay? But thank God, God was on my side. I was quick enough to pull my arms back. So you got to understand this. There's crackers, Peckerwoods, and hunkies. And then there's white people. The white people, you need to stand up. Because if you don't stand up, you're on the same side as these motherfucking Peckerwoods and crackers and hunkies. Okay? You're on the same side as them. You know? So, now, let me just give you a scenario. Suppose Billy Joel or Tom Cruise, who I love, I wanted to finish Top Gun because it's a fucking great movie. Suppose he was coming in New York City and two black cops pull him over and put their fucking knee on his throat and he fucking died. You white people would be outraged over that shit. Totally outraged. What about Jimmy Kimmel? I love Jimmy Kimmel. Late night. He's incredible. What if they did that to him? What if they went in Taylor Swift's house and shot her 7 times in the motherfucking head? Okay? You wouldn't know what to do. You know, well, let me tell you something. George Floyd was a Tom Cruise for me and a Billy Joel. And everybody that's famous, that's who he was to me. He was my brother. If I'd have been on that motherfucking scene at the time, I don't care if I'm gonna fucking die or not, because eventually I will die. I would have tackled that motherfucking cop and beat his nuts off. They would have shot me and killed me, but that's life. But we as black people gotta stand up and we gotta start fighting. We can't let these motherfuckers fuck us around like this. I'm totally upset. I'm totally outraged. I'm fucking totally outraged over this shit. Now listen, I'm not trying to offend any of you white people who I know are good people. There's good white people out there. And I'm not trying to wish Billy Joel or Tom Cruise or any of them any bad karma. No. But I'm just trying to make an example and tell you what's going on. These fucking hunky-ass cops, Peckerwood motherfuckers, who are part of in my town where I used to live in Goshen, there's a bunch of crackers that live there. This motherfucker was doing heroin in the motherfucking hallway, and he got a little daughter going to school with my sons, and he's shooting dope up in the fucking hallway. And I told the cops, and the motherfuckers didn't do a motherfucking thing about it. So they showed me where they were coming from. But listen, I just want to let you know, I'm not mad at white people, because white people, we need your help to get this thing straightened out. But black people, listen, if I was there on that motherfucking scene when he was choking that guy, I would have died right then and there, because I would have tackled that motherfucking fucked him up. Because I'm not taking no motherfucking shit. They might kill me and shoot me, but I'm going to fight to the end, to the very motherfucking end. So excuse my language, my foul language, but I can't help it, because sometimes that's the only thing you motherfuckers understand. But just remember, there's different kind of white people. There's Peckerwoods, crackers, and hunkies. Those are the ones we're trying to eliminate. And then we got the white people. There's nothing wrong with them. They're helping us. And they need to help us now and stand up for us and stop this fucking racism in America. Thank you so very much. I'll end this conversation. Bye.